At the end of the world, end of the world. At the end of the world, end of the world. At the end of the world, end of the world. At the end of the world, end of the world.
Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of Knitting Abroad. A very warm welcome from me, Julia, from Sweden, Göteborg. If you're a new viewer, hello! And if you're a returning viewer, welcome again. 10 episodes, unbelievable! I'm very happy that you spend a little time of your day with us. For the new viewers, this is me. I'm living currently in Sweden, and the other one is Sissi, who is living in Austria, and therefore our podcast is called Knitting Abroad, because I am abroad from her and she is abroad from me, and we're both knitting, and that's why we're doing this.
Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of Knitting Abroad. My name is Sissi and I'm coming to you from Vienna, Austria. I'm so happy to see you in this new year 2019, and I hope you all well after this holidays and the celebrations. Our festive knit along ended today, and thank you for everyone who participated and was part of it. I think Julia will say something to the knit along and to the winners. So I'm just starting with what I have on my needles. Let me think. You already saw my finished mittens last time, and that was the Adventgeheimnis 2018 from Yarnbird, and I'm just making a second pair of this in reverse colors. So my effect color now is my main color, my side color is still the side color, and the main color from this one is now the effect color on this one. I just changed the needle size, and you can see it makes a difference, definitely. This one is really but it's really bigger. And so it will fit my mother, I hope, because these one are too small. What did I change? What I also changed, I just reduced the effect color here on this part, also on the thumb and on the wrist, just because of laziness, and I don't want to wave in all the ends. Yarn is the same. It's a dyemystyle. Dirk is called Knitmystyle on Instagram, and his brand is dyemystyle. And it's the same yarn, just different needle size, same pattern, so same as last time. Nothing really special to say about this one. I just finished one, and I will finish the second one hopefully soon. What else I'm knitting is the Zweig pullover from Caitlin Hunter. And yes, I have that much. So I don't have much, but cat hair. Was ist mit dir? Sorry, cat. Welcome Aurora. She's sleeping on my project bags, so I won't be able to show you to them. I'll show you my project bags, I'm sorry. I'm knitting with Wunderbunt Donegal Tweed in, I don't know in English, bluewood, it's bluewood and onions, is this color, with colorful tweed. That's what I love most about this yarn. And this one is just nature, so undyed. That's my main color, and that's the second color for the lace part, the Caitlin Hunter Zweig pullover. If you don't know it, it looks like that. I just have a black and white picture, I guess, or not, yes, but I'm quite sure you know this design by Boyland Knitworks, Caitlin Hunter, and I'm knitting it out. I'm knitting it with 4mm needles, and I have my swatch with me so I can show you how it will look. I got gauge with 4mm needles, so that's why I'm knitting with 4mm. I have to say I preferred my swatch looking like that with the 3.25mm needles. It's this one. I preferred this one, but I'm not sure if you can see it. But sorry. The thing is, I didn't get gauge with the smaller needle size, and I wasn't really in the mood to recalculate the whole thing, so I got gauge with 4mm. The recommended needle size was 3.75mm, so I just got a half needle size up and got gauge, and yay, so I'm knitting with 4mm. I'm really looking forward to get to the lace section, and after that I will decide if it was a good choice to use the bigger needles or not. What I have to say, I swatched in the round, so you can see here on the back a lot of loose ends. Why did I do that? Because your swatch differs a lot from the technique you're knitting in. So if you're knitting a cardigan or a pullover or a piece in rows, your swatch should be knitted in rows too, and if you knit something in rounds, your swatch should be in rounds too. And it makes a difference after washing and blocking. So this yarn definitely blooms. It gets softer, it gets area, and it fills the gaps more after washing. So it was really important for me to make this swatch and to wash and block it, and of course then count the rows and stitches. It's quite, you can see through, I would say. It's not a really, I'm not sure if dense is the right word, fabric. It's kind of airy. So that's what I'm not sure about, I have to say, but I will see. I will try it out and I will see. That's my big project for 2019, and that's what I have on the needles at the moment. Also, I'm knitting a pair of vanilla socks just out of big chunky wool. I can show you. That's nothing special, just a vanilla sock for a big person, so big feet. I have 38 and it's for 40, 42, 43. So for me it's yeah. It's a tall person, I have to say, and that's why the socks are very, very large. And yes, they are easy and fast knit, and the yarn is Vienna Sockenwolle. It's an Austrian, sorry cat. It's an Austrian brand, and the color is just a number. We will give it in the show notes. And it's called Achtfachwolle, so it's more than DK, I would say. It's kind of worsted, maybe already chunky wool, not sure, but it's very thick yarn, and it's knitting up very fast because I'm knitting with, I guess I'm not focusing, with 5mm needles. Yay, fast one, I love it. So that was my Zweigpullover. That was my, what I wanted to say too, repacking my bag, sorry, so I won't lose my yarn, because it's a hand-dyed yarn. That's the yarn in the skein. Because it's hand-dyed yarn, I will definitely alternate after the lace section these two skeins, so I have to wind them up, and then I will alternate the skeins, because no matter if it's the same dye lot or not, you will definitely be able to see a difference where you changed your yarn. And I saw it on the picture where I tried the Zweigpullover on. there is a part where you can, maybe I find the picture and we can insert it here. You can see a part where it's kind of a line where definitely the skeins weren't alternated, just switched to the next skein. And yeah, no. That's why I would definitely alternate skeins. So you see a lot of yarn here. We see something to that shortly, but now that was what I'm knitting right now, and I say knit switch.
Hey! Back to Göteborg, Gothenburg in Sweden with my works in progress. I have at the moment 2 works in progress, and the first one do you know already because it is my Boreal sweater from Jennifer Steingrass. And for those who follow me on Instagram and the interwebs, www.knittingabroad.com is our website for the podcast. If you don't have Instagram or something and you don't want to follow up on the social media thing, then you can find all our show notes on this website. And if you like to have Instagram, you can follow us, you can follow me on @knittingabroad. The hashtag Knittingabroad podcast is for the things I show at the podcast, or I want to show at the podcast, or I forgot to show about the podcast. Sissy, if she's not talking about it, you can find on Instagram at _Trochilida_, and she's also having this wonderful German-speaking podcast, Sissi Vill Wolle, and I totally recommend it to you. I love to watch her talking about many of the projects we are showing here also, but in German, and yeah, she has such a colorful way to explain everything, so I'm so happy that she stayed in the podcast with me, and I'm so happy to see how her podcast is growing. I'm starting to talk about something which has not anything to do with, it has to do with knitting, but not especially with our podcast. Works in progress. For those who follow me on Instagram, you have seen that I had to frog my Boreal yoke completely. Because it was Sissy's birthday and we were sitting together with the Austrian Yarn Club, with ladies from the Austrian Yarn Club and with some other guys, and yeah, I started to knit with my Boreal because I finished Julgran socks, and then we were talking about my yoke and about the size, and then one of the totally amazing women said to me, "Are you sure this is going to fit you?" And but I measured, and she said, "Did you measure for yourself?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Which size are you knitting?" And I told her, and it was, not good. It was almost 20 centimeters too large, and I didn't recognize it because I haven't tried it on, because it was just a yoke, and so I had to frog it completely. But thank you again for measuring me, for taking my measurements, because now I have them, and now I have them right, and this is it. It's already again done, the yoke. And here is a wonderful stitch marker Sissy gave to me, a progress keeper, sorry, and this is a wonderful stitch marker Mirja gave to me, and reindeer is almost, or maybe it's just a rein or Hirsch. Oh my god, I don't know the word in English. But here it is, the yoke, and it is fitting over my head. And it is fitting everything else, and I made no mistake but one, and I made this mistake exact here. It was 2 rows before finishing, and it was the last stitch in the row, and I was just like, no, I won't knit the whole row back. I'm knitting this the second time. No. Yeah, and I'm very proud because now when I knitted it the second time, I really have to say I knew how the pattern worked, and I just had to look one time at the pattern when I started a new row, and then I could knit it out of my head, and this was wonderful for me because I realized that I had a better understanding of patterns, what I thought first, because every time when it comes to patterns and to color work, I make I take for every pattern repeat marker, because I'm so worried that I mistake the pattern or something like that. And this time I didn't need it, and I'm also very proud of my wrong side of this yoke. It's stranded color work, and I'm knitting it like stranded color work, and there, as I said before, there are not many rows. I guess there are 2 where you have to wind the yarn backward, also on the back of your knitting, so that it's not longer than 5 stitches. But yeah, now it is fitting, and I am so proud that I managed to knit it, because now it's knit in a round, totally stockinette, totally that what I love to knit in front of the TV or the laptop, because I have no TV, but you know what I mean. So my yoke, and this was my first work in progress back in the project bag Sissy made for me. I have a needle cozy. I just do it later because yeah, it takes so much time. And the second work in progress is very special to me. It's not living in a bag because I'm momentarily knitting on it, and it's living in the yarn bowl from my mother, which I showed you in the last episode. And it is going to be an improvised shawl out of the Hesper yarn, which is plant dyed, and I'm going to knit a shawl which is growing on one side, and I'm knitting it like this, that I have back with the bowl, that I have 10 centimeters of I'm using 10 centimeters of pattern, and then I'm going to switch to the next and to the next and to the next, because I really don't know how long the wool will last. It is a lace weight, and it's Icelandic wool, and I am totally in love with the wool, although it's very rustic, and these are so many colors that I now decided to, you cannot see it so good, it's a brownish and a reddish tone for the 2-colored brioche, and it's a yellow and a white, also a naturally undyed, do I think. And yeah, I don't know how big this is going to be. I don't know how long it will take me to knit. And yeah, every time when I change the colors, I make holes in it. And I call it chaotic ice because it's from Iceland, the wool, and chaotic because I don't know yet which pattern I will use for which stripe. I think it's cool. And there are so many colors. Ugh. I just can't hold them. These are all the small balls, which are having 10 grams. And then I have the... Oh! Now everything is going to roll. Although it's leaving the project bag. This you know already, this is from Girl So Sheepy. And yeah, then I have a really big ball of green, and I think this is going to be a lace section at the end of the shawl, so that I can really knit it big at the end and yeah, have a big lace pattern at the end. Maybe something like the red one here. You see how many mistakes I did, because it's not, yeah, but it's cool, it's mine. Yeah, so this is for my works in progress. Yeah, knitted on 4mm, which is, yeah, my show notes are here. Yeah, which is a US 6, and therefore it is looking so loosely, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to have it. And although it's really rustic, I think it's going to be very warm because it's Icelandic wool, and Icelandic wool is warm. Icelandic sheep don't freeze, do I think. And now I say knit switch again.
Hatte! What I finished. Finished objects. Bad cat. I have finished my evergreen socks first. Sorry, my evergreen socks. I just show you very fast because a lot of cat hair in it. And it's the same design Julia knitted. I knitted it out, you saw that last episode, out of Frida Fuchs yarn, Lametta, Eukalyptus, and the brown is Malabrigo Marte sock yarn. And the thing is, I finished this 5 minutes before New Year, before the New Year ended. The old year ended. So 5 minutes before, yes, Sylvester, I was done with my socks, and I'm very, very happy. And I love them a lot. They have a great fit. I just changed the pattern so far that I reduced after the... decreased 4 stitches after the lace part. So just here I decreased 4 stitches right before the gusset and heel flap started, and then I had 60 stitches in total on the feet. Yes, said everything about that last time. Was ist mit dir? That's new. He's coming cuddling when I'm recording. Yeah. Schön. Legst dich hin? Good. Next thing I finished is my kitty hat, and I love it a lot. It's a really, if you can knit brioche, it's a really easy one because you're just knitting straight. Yeah, straight up. On the bottom part you hold the mohair and the yarn you're using double. And now the light is gone because Loki is sitting there. And then you're just crafting the top 2 sides of the hat together, so it's kind of flat here. I made a I used a Kitchener stitch to craft it together, but you can do a 3 needle bind off, you can sew it together, whatever you prefer. The pattern is by Susanne Sommer. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it looks like that. cat hat. I love it. It's a really easy and fast to knit project, and I will maybe make 2 more of this hat because they are fun. Yes, yarn is dyemystyle and Prolana Kizetta. Already said it in the last episode, but will definitely you will definitely find the informations in the show notes too. And you will find all the informations to my project as always on my project pages on Ravelry, where I'm called Trochilita. You can also find me on Instagram as _Trochilita_, and yes, there you find all the information. If I changed something, if I did something different, or if I knit them the second time and preferred a different yarn, you find all the yarn information and needle informations too on the project pages. Just hop on over there. You also find the links on the my link tree on Instagram, so that's the place to find me. Ravelry and Instagram. Yay! That's what I have finished last. Oh, come on, cat. Sorry, what I finished last year.
Unbelievable but true. My lace Snowmelt is ready. Ta 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 ta. I started with it in May and I finished it at, I guess it was 10 p.m. at New Year's Eve. So it was the last finished object from 2018. And yeah, this is the Snowmelt pattern from Helen Stewart. It was a mystery knit along, and I totally fell in love with her totally white and creamy, her Snowmelt shawl. But then Sissy said to me, we were at that time when I decided to buy the yarn in the Lille Boutique in Vienna, and she said, not every time tone in tone, so just try something different. And so I had this red, blue and green as totally out of my comfort zone when it comes to knitting, so different colors in one project. But I really have to say, it looks so cool. And as I said, May, it took me ages. It is a lace weight alpaca silk, so it's a dream of lightness and fluffiness. I guess this one is just weighing 60 grams or so. I weighed it and then forgot to write it down, but I thought I would need so much more yarn, and now I have so much more yarn left, so that I'm really happy to try this yarn holding together with one other strand to make some dark garments, so a little more colorful. The yarn is a drops yarn, alpaca silk in lace weight. Very proud of my Snowmelt shawl, and as I said, it weighs almost nothing, so yeah, almost can't believe it, how beautiful and light and this is. And I think it has, although it is not so big as usually my shawls are, I think it fits perfectly because it just covers everything that has to be warm in the winter, or winter when you look outside as you're expecting it to be snowy and cold because it's January and we have 7 degrees and sunshine and blue sky in Gothenburg. So yeah, no winter in Sweden, but I guess it's coming. So, second finished object I can show you because I gifted it to a friend of mine in Austria, is the Adventgeheimnis 2018. I'm inserting a picture here Ta-da! My mittens were ready the 25th, and I gifted it to a very dear friend, and she was very happy to have them, and I was very happy that they fitted her, because for me they were a little bit tight, and I didn't remember how big her hands were, and it was so wonderful because it was just perfect when she tried it on, and yeah, it made me really happy. Yeah. Third finished object, yeah, almost unbelievable. 3 finished objects are my Evergreen socks. I named them julgran, which is the Swedish word for the Christmas tree. And this pattern is from Madeline Gannon. On my show notes I found it, and I really loved the pattern because it was such a easy, as for me it was easy. I'm not the best knitter when it comes to lace. In my lace Snowmelt you can count the mistakes I made, I guess about 100 or so. And this lace pattern was very easy because you could see what you did wrong and then knit back, and yeah, it is really well charted. And it was the second time I knitted a heel flap, and I was very glad that it turned out so great. I made a few mistakes here by decreasing in the gusset, but you don't see it, which I'm very happy. The yarn is from a sock kit from Frida, and I totally love the speckles. It's a green bluish yarn with pink and dark blue and more green and a little bit yellow, and it's just unbelievable how beautiful it is knitting up. And yeah, this was also in the sock kit. This is this contrasting color. The colors have no names when you buy a sock kit, so I'm sorry, but I cannot tell you how they are called. But I guess it was the perfect yarn for julgran socks, and yeah, here they are. They were finished also in 2018, so yeah. I have no finished object for 2019 yet, but the year is young.
I wanted to show you just what I want to knit this year, and I have to get my, oops, no, that's wrong. Sorry. My information is that I can tell you what I want to knit this year. My Make 9 for 2019. I just take you very fast through this because yeah, you can find all the information later in the show notes, or better to say, I have a bundle in my favorites on Ravelry that's called Make 9 2019, and you find all the patterns or designs I want to knit, or maybe going to knit 2019 there. So that's also a very good place to look for the designs you saw here, or you will see here. If you don't write it down, you can just go there. We will link it in the show notes, as always. First, here are my Make 9 2019, and I will walk you through. The first picture you see is are the smock mittens or from Jenny Penny, or the Speedy Selbo mittens from Scandia Knits. I'm not sure which one I will do, but I wanna knit color work mittens. And so Scandia has a pattern that's very beginner friendly, she said, and with a chunky wool or worsted yarn, Aran yarn. So it's a faster knit than the smock mittens, but smock mittens, dragons, I love them. So we will see. Maybe I will knit both. I'm not sure. The second one is the Homecoming shawl by Eukalyptus, It's a worsted yarn shawl, so a very big one and very thick one, and warm knitting, and I really want to knit this one maybe with Malabrigo yarn, because I saw a friend of mine knitting a very beautiful design by Andrea Mori in Malabrigo, and we will see. I don't have the yarn yet, so but I want to make a big, chunky, very warm triangle shawl design. So this one is now on my preferred list. The second one, the third design, sorry, is the V-neck boxy by Juhi Locatelli, and yeah, I already got the yarn, Firecracker by Stranded Dye Works, and still this one is my preferred design, and I already have the yarn, so yeah, that's going to knit this year, hopefully. Number 4 is my Meandres, wrong word. Meandres by Scandia Knits, so colorwork socks also on my to knit list. And yes, I would prefer to knit this design or a Harry Potter design, but the Harry Potter socks I found are all knee-high colorwork socks, and yes, not for my first colorwork, because colorwork socks you have to work a little different, because if you're working too tight you can't get them over your feet. So I will maybe start with the Scandia design because I like it a lot. The next one in the middle is the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter, so now you have a picture, and already started this one, so yay, going to knit, of course, this design this year. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to do this. The next one is the Cat Lover Hat by Marcella Chang Knits, and it's a colorwork design. You see I have kind of a pattern here. I want to do colorwork this year. And it's a cat hat, so maybe for me, but mostly I'm maybe going to knit this for my nephew because of cats. Then you have a design I'm really looking forward to, also by Scandia, the Nightfall, or better to say Skumring. I'm sorry, Ellie, if I'm saying it wrong. The Nightfall, also by Scandia Knits, and this one is a steeking project. I'm really looking forward to this year to knit a steeking project again. You already saw my little sheep vest. That was kind of the first try, the first step to go to steeking again for me this time, and I saw this pattern, and it's so beautiful. It's kind of simple but still so intriguing and so nice. And I'm not sure about the colors because I'm not a blue kind of person, but I really love this color combination and I really love this design. And as I told you that I maybe wanted to knit the X-shell from the Pom Pom magazine and do a steeking project out of it, but I'm not that experienced yet with calculating, with changing numbers. So I'm knitting the Zweig pullover, I'm knitting the April pullover, so that's my third pullover. I knitted already the Chaussure Shrug, that's also a garment, and I will feel safer knitting this Scandia Knits design, which is already designed as a steeking project. So that's why I still have this on my mind, but maybe not for 2019. We will see. Yes, that was number 7. Number 8 is Flamingo. It's a brioche shawl design by Susanne Sommer, Susu Knits, and I really love this design. I definitely want to knit this one. Not sure when I will knit this one, but I'm looking forward to do this year, so 2019. And yes, it's definitely on my to knit list and wish list and do list, and yes, knit list. I already said that, yes. I want to knit this one, and I already have an idea where I get the yarn from, maybe from an Austrian hand dyer, from the Austrian hand dyers from Enchanted Sheep. These two ladies dyeing awesome speckled colors, and I really would love to get the yarn from them. Yes, so don't have the yarn yet, but I know this design is going to be. And the last picture is there are 3 little pictures in one. I want to knit some baby knit. I want to knit a baby blanket, the knitted stargan. it's on the top, this blanket. I already have the yarn for that one. I already started it in cotton, but I won't do this in cotton. I will definitely knit this in a DK yarn I already purchased. And then there is the little stars. It's the Scintillations by Hunter Hammerson. You maybe have already you maybe saw them already. So on Instagram or on Ravelry, they are kind of were must knit last winter, or this winter, but last year. So around November, December, she got the pattern out, I guess. And this I want to knit for child mobile. Also the little wall, the wasabi, he's so cute. And from Susan Claudino, I also want to knit some baby toys, so some small stuffies, and maybe as toys or as a mobile, I'm not sure yet, but yeah, that's my ninth project, so baby things. For all the people who get babies around me. Not me, but all the other guys, people I love. So yeah, that's my Make 9 for 2019. And yeah, just a very short yarny enhancement from Christmas. Wanted to show you. I got so much beautiful, colorful yarn. It's awesome. I'm so happy. It was Christmas and birthday and everything, and I'm just happy. And yeah, when I'm knitting with that, I will show it to you. And I also got some, how can I show you? I can't. I got some project bags there. The next time I use them, I will show you my project bags, because they're all under Aurora and I don't want to put her away right now, I'm sorry. But I will show them to you next time. And I think it was everything.
Other things I will talk about today is the Stash to Go app, which is the mobile app from Ravelry. I guess it's available for iOS and for Android. And at the moment, I'm trying the Lite version. I'm very glad that I can test it before I buy it, but it's really not so much you have to pay for it. I guess it's around €7 or something. And it's one of the women in my knitting round said, yeah, it's a pattern. So yeah, that's right, it's a pattern. And I think I bought one or two patterns I didn't knit now, till now, so I guess it's worth it. It's the mobile version of Ravelry, and I think it's a good idea. It has a few functions. I didn't come across how they work, but I think I'm going to buy the version, because it's really wonderful that you just once have to log in and then have all the information you need, and you can upload photos and you can edit everything, and you can have a look at the forums, and yeah, it's almost everything that you can access with the app, then you can access with the version on the internet. And I found a very cool version which is called Show Your Projects or Present Your Projects, and it's making a slideshow with all your finished objects, or no, all your objects, I guess. And this is, I think, a really cool idea, because you don't have to go in every project to show someone, this have I knitted, and this did I knit, and this and this and this. So it's just making a slideshow of all your projects. And yeah, last but not least, I'm coming to our festive knit-along winners. This time we had 2 participants which were so active and which knitted so much that we decided to just give those 2 a prize, so one for the one participant and one for the other participant, and you have here their prizes, and they were so glad that they won. Yeah, they were the only ones who are participating, and I'm really hoping that they enjoying their prizes. And for those, I say again, congratulations, you two. I am very sorry that I wasn't there to give you the prizes, but I'm very happy that you are enjoying them.
I wish you all the best for 2019 and that you're sticking with us. It's so wonderful. I'm so looking forward to knit all the projects together with Julia and to show them to you. And I hope you have your wishes for this year and you have your Make 9 maybe. And if you have anything to comment or have any questions, please leave the comments down in the comment bar thingy, dumsy, there underneath, you know. And or just best, visit our group on Reverie. It's Knitting Abroad podcast. There you can ask us anything you want, and also of course to our knitting. And if you have any questions, just visit there and say hello. That would be so nice. And till then, just wish you happy knitting and the best for 2019. Bye.
And for now, I wish you a happy day and happy New Year. I almost forgot to wish you a happy New Year. And yeah, so enjoy your day. Take a little bit time for knit and for relax, and happy knitting.
I'll be gone for now, but you can still hear the sound of my voice.